Hey there, Internet. It's Friday, and that means it's time for another video. Stick around for today's giveaway at the very end, and an announcement about the best giveaway yet. But first, some news. These past two videos have been so much fun to make, and they've been seen by more people than anything else I've ever posted. A lot of you shared them. So since it was fun to do, and since it seems like people enjoy them, I thought I'd try doing a video on a regular basis. So here's my experiment. I want to do a regular video, maybe weekly, if I can manage it. We'll call it Weeklyish. I want it to be a short video, less than 7 minutes long, and I want it to feature one practical thing that you can do that will help your life be more intentional and engaged, whether you're spiritual or Christian or not. So let's try this out and see what happens. Be sure to give me lots of feedback, okay? Here we go. Welcome to the Weeklyish 7. 7 minutes, 1 tip, sometimes with prizes. I'm Marc Schelske, and this is a video resource for your growing intentional life. Nice, huh? Now we're going to get today's giveaways, but first, our intentional topic. I have this picture on the wall of my office. The image poses a question. Are you mindful, or are you just mindful? Which is it for you? Do you have a mind that is so full to overload with every worry, every concern, every commitment? Or do you have a mind that's present in the moment that you're in? If you're going to grow emotionally or spiritually, if you're going to be more intentional about your life, you've got to be present. How will your relationships and your intimacy grow if you're constantly somewhere else in your mind? Put away the cell phone. Set down your to-do list. Really just be with the person in front of you. Unless you can do that, how are your hearts going to connect? How will your spiritual journey deepen if you're stuck in the past of regret or lost in this crazy future of worry? God is not in those places. God is present now. If you're not present now, how will you connect intimately with God? And what about reaching for your dreams? Being present matters there too. If you're constantly distracted by nagging internal voices and the external demands and the pressure that you feel from overcommitment, you aren't going to have the energy or the focus to take a step forward in your dreams. You'll be stuck, dragging through a life that you're unhappy with. You want to have a more intentional life? You want better relationships? A deeper spiritual journey? That means you're going to have to start thinking about your life, thinking about what you want. And you can't think about your life if you're not present. Now, if you're like me, you've probably already developed a pretty strong habit of being somewhere else. Take a quick inventory right now. How often are you checking on your phone or your computer throughout the day, even when you don't need to be? How often do you find yourself rabbit trailing from one thing to the next, never quite finishing projects because something always pops up? You're doing this, and then you get a notification. You're doing this, and then you think of something else. How often do you notice that you didn't even hear what the person in front of you was saying because of all the noise between your ears? You see, when you're rehashing the past, when you're worrying about the future, when your mind is skittering back and forth between obligations and expectations, when you're thinking about what you're going to say next during a conversation, in those moments, you aren't being present. Today's tip is simple to say, it's hard to do. The goal, commit to being present. Here's 3 practical steps. Number 1, do one thing at a time. Our world, our technology wants us to multitask. But multitasking is a myth. Your brain is only wired up to do one thing at a time well. This has been shown neurologically to be true. So make that choice. Whatever you're doing, do that one thing and experience it. Eat, read, write, work, play, listen, surf the web, whatever it is that you want to do that one thing, be fully present to it, experience it, and resist the urge to do more than one thing at once. Number 2, acknowledge your emotions. During the day, stop and notice what you're feeling. And when you notice it, say it to yourself. Like today, the sun was shining. It was a beautiful day after a lot of rain. I was standing on my deck outside and it was so nice. And I stopped and I noticed how I was feeling. And I told myself, man, I'm so happy. I'm so content right now. And I'm so thankful that we have this deck. Now, it sounds silly, but here's the thing. Most of us feel numb most of the time. We do all kinds of crazy things to get out from under that feeling of numbness. And one of the reasons we feel numb is because we simply aren't present. And if we aren't present in the moment, we aren't aware of what we're feeling. If we're not aware of what we're feeling, all kinds of disconnection happens in our lives. Number 3, rest. I grew up in a community that practiced the Sabbath as a spiritual discipline. We took a whole day with no work. We worshiped together. We spent time with family and friends. We didn't try to accomplish anything. You and I were made to have this kind of rest in our lives. Here's the thing, if you're going 90 miles an hour without ever stopping, your soul just can't catch up with you. You will never be present if you don't have intentional rest in your life. So the goal this week, practice being present. 3 ways you can do it. Do one thing at a time, acknowledge your emotions, and make sure you have some regenerative rest. These 3 practices will help you be more present, more mindful, and that is when you can really start growing. All right, on to the giveaways. 10 people subscribed to my mailing list this last week. So today we're drawing those 10 names plus the names of the people who referred them, because most of them were referred by you guys. The giveaways this week include a stack of things that I've made, my CD, So Wide, featuring the worship song Just for Today, a special single with a song I wrote about my son's adoption, which is a very cool song, and a physical paperback copy of my ebook, Discovering Your Authentic Core Values. If that doesn't sound exciting to you, I've got 4 books that you can pick from. Ordering Your Private World by Gordon MacDonald, Leading with a Limp by Dan Allender, the best leadership book I've ever read, and I've read a ton. Jesus on Leadership by C. Gene Wilkes, and the award-winning and well-known 48 Days to the Work That You Love by Dan Miller, highly recommended by Dave Ramsey. We're going to draw the winners. I've got my hat, and in the hat I've got a piece of paper with each subscriber and each referrer. Here we go. The winner this week is Melva Hicks, and the person who referred her is Kirsten Crombie. So Melva Hicks, Kirsten Crombie, you're going to hear from me, and you're going to get to pick which prize you want this week. And we've got 1 more week to reach my goal. 70 more subscribers in 7 days. Can you help me get there? If you haven't subscribed and you like what you're hearing, just look for the link below this video and subscribe. I'll never give your email away. I'll never spam you. You'll just get good, solid content to help you have a more intentional life and more engaged spiritual journey. If you have subscribed, invite a friend. You know someone who would like this stuff. So ask them to subscribe. Now here's the big announcement. The next 7 days is the last week of this subscription drive. I'm going to do 1 more giveaway on next Friday's video, and this is the best giveaway yet. Everyone who subscribes between now and next Friday, as well as everyone who refers someone who subscribes, gets a shot at winning a brand new, never opened Amazon Kindle Paperwhite. This is an incredible e-reader. Best crystal clear text anywhere, easy on the eyes. This is an amazing piece of technology, and you can get it just by subscribing or referring someone to subscribe in the next 7 days. As an added bonus, your Kindle Paperwhite is going to come with an ebook copy of my book, Discovering Your Authentic Core Values. So what could be better than that? So there you go. One amazing drawing, 7 days from now, 70 more subscribers. Can we do it? I'll see you right here next week.